All right, you guys.
Yikes.
I'm going to act like this is a new video just for the edits, right? Because when we cut it up, we're going to cut it. Like I said, there's going to be this long version that you're probably watching right now, but I'll cut it up in 3 parts so you can go digest it as one part at a time. You know what I mean? But you guys, we got Mr. Biscuit back. He's one of the fan favorites on the channel. You've seen him with my REN reactions, Harry Mack. Those ones really just caught fire. And it's an honor to have him back. But we just watched Money Game Part 1, and we're diving immediately into Money Game Part 2. A lot of good interpretations. I love some of your takes on Money Game Part 1. And we're in for the ride, man. This is Part 2. This is on his YouTube channel, the most popular one. The most popular one. And it's not like, it's more like a visualizer and a lyric video. It's not an actual video. So I think that's interesting. But I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to create any, I want you to have your own unadulterated reaction to this. Got it. But hey, for y'all that don't know, Mr. Biscuit is a battle rapper. He's a hip hop artist, producer, singer, alongside of being a father, just a good dude and an entrepreneur now. So good friend. Me and him have toured together, done shows together, done albums together.
Facts.
So yeah, we in here. But anyways, let's get into this. This is REN Money Game 2. Let me remind you to always go to REN's channel and watch this without us. What we do isn't a substitute for the original content. And let's get this train on the tracks. Whoops. How did I do that? There we
go. So this is part 2.
Yes, part 2.
Strange time we're living in panic and hysteria. Poor man learn, the rich man don't care for your narcissist mindset spread like malaria. Sit back and watch the show. America, Britain split through fickle shit. A government of hypocrites. These counterfeit politicians sit in parliament, not adequate. Come on. Needlessly bleeding resources all dry. Turn a blind eye if it means a pay rise. Oh, what a shame it would be, I would die if number 10 Downing Street burned in a fire. Only joking, only messing, don't be stressing. I'm a peaceful adolescent, there's no need to be unpleasant. Write my thesis in a rhyme scheme to analyze the brain while my fingers on the trigger of a money game. Oh, rain, 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 a storm it comes our way. And no surprise to distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we die upon the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame. We point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game. This old money game. This old money is a game and.
So you see how he added more elements of music in this one?
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
So I think that might be the reason it's popping off so high on his YouTube channel. Maybe because there might be a little more playback value. I was just thinking of that because I was like, after the conversation we just had about part 1 is it's kind of crazy, and he's still going over the same subject matter. But I feel like our reaction to Money Game Part 1 was like really impactful on both of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the thing is, I mean, it prepares me more for this one. I mean, this one is at least for what I heard so far, is very similar to the first one lyric wise. I mean, he's just kind of unpacking a little bit more. Yeah.
Let's get it. All right, you guys, we're doing a first time reaction with Mr. Biscuit to REN Money Game Part 2.
This old money is a game and the ladder we climb turns a saint into a sinner with his finger in crime. I'll break it down for you motherfuckers line by line. This is business economics in a nursery rhyme. She sells seashells on a seashore, but the value of these shells will fall due to the laws of supply and demand. No one wants to buy shells because there's loads on the sand. Step 1, must create a sense of scarcity. Shells will sell much better if the people think they're rare, you see. Bear with me, take as many shells as you can find and hide them on an island. Stockpile them high until they're rarer than a diamond. Step 2, gotta make the people think that they want.
Pause it. He has the audacity to be a very good rapper at the same time, bro. It low key pisses me off, bro. He has so many chambers that he's doing very, very well in, bro. Because he doesn't sacrifice the hip hop element.
Yeah,
it's so important, man. Like so many people, they want to get into rap and they want to put a rap element in there. They want to do a bridge where they invite a rapper on a feature, right? But he actually took the time to be like, you're really invited. Yeah. You feel me? Like hip hop is truly invited, and then the reggae element, all that other stuff. But what's kind of creepy to me about the concept, right? The money game concept is all of these politicians know it's in shambles. They're accumulating all this money because they want to get out first. It's like it's almost like they see the thing burning already. So it's like, why are you when you see everybody around you like accumulating money, you like think, whoa, what's happening? You feel me? Like imagine aliens coming down. It's like everyone's trying to accumulate something like they see something coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really trippy.
Yeah, man. One-on-one in a nursery rhyme. Let's go.
Yo, rewind it just like 10, 15 seconds because I love the way he's like, if you're not getting it, like, let me just break it down to you in a nursery rhyme. See?
Yo, facts. All right, let's go.
We climb, turns a saint into a sinner with his fingering crime. I'll break it down for you motherfuckers line by line. This is business economics in a nursery rhyme. She sells seashells on a seashore, but the value of these shells will fall due to the laws of supply and demand. No one wants to buy shells because there's loads on the sand. Step one, you must create a sense of scarcity. Shells will sell much better if the people think they're rare, you see. Bear with me, take as many shells as you can find and hide them on an island. Stockpile them high until they're rarer than a diamond. Step two, gotta make the people think that they want them. Really want them, really fucking want them. Hit them like Bronson. Influencers, product placement, featured primetime entertainment. If you haven't got a show, then you're just a fucking waste, man. Free.
Pause it. See, he's telling us, it seems like at this point, he's teaching us how to avoid what he showed us in the first one. Mm-hmm. Like he's saying, look, if you understand this breakdown properly, you won't be in the mental position of everyone who's crying as the world burns. Sure. You'll understand that it was all just a game that we're just not playing anymore.
Propaganda.
Yeah, bro.
Propaganda.
So this nursery rhyme portion is like, look, this is what has happened to us, right? And understanding this and really embodying the understanding of it will make it so that you're not in a cognitively limited state as the world starts to fall.
Absolutely.
Right? You can really, you know what I'm saying? It's dope.
Make the people think that they want them, really want them, really fucking want them. Hit them like Bronson. Influencers, product placement, featured primetime entertainment. If you haven't got a show, then you're just a fucking waste, man. Free. It's monopoly. Invest inside some property. Start a corporation, make a logo, do it properly. Shells must sell, that will be a new philosophy. Swallow all your morals, they're a poor man's quality. 4. Expand, expand, expand. Clear forest, make land, fresh blood on hands. 5. Why just shells? Why limit yourself? She sells seashells, sell oil as well. 6. Guns, sell stock, sell diamonds, sell rock, sell water to a fish, sell the time to a clock. 7. Press on the gas, take your foot off the brakes, then run to be the president of the United States. 8. Big smile, make big wave, that's great. Now the truth is overrated, tell lies out the gate. 9. Polarize the people, controversy is the game. It don't matter if they hate you, if they all say your name. 10. The world is yours. Step out on the stage to a round of applause. You're a liar, cheat, a devil, a whore, and you sell seashells on the seashore. Rain, 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 rain. The storm it comes our way, and no surprise to distorted lies. Poison in the veins, but we died upon the plane.
I'm gonna give everybody a gem real quick. If you haven't heard of Rupert Spira, this guy is I would call him a phenomenologist, which is a strange term.
A phenomenologist.
Yeah, phenomenologist, right? So he's really into like embodied meaning. Like what's real is what you can feel. What's real is what's right here. And so he's you know, he has this process called the direct path or whatever. Not going to get into it, but he has this quote, and it's a question. He says, "In what can a person reliably invest one's desire for fulfillment?" In what can one reliably invest one's desire for fulfillment, right? And he tells this story about like this girl that he was with for like 6-7 years. He thought she was going to be the one, first girlfriend, and she left him. Like she called him, she left him over the phone, like didn't want to talk to him again. And then he kind of started this path to like the direct path and understanding these Eastern philosophies and things like that. But he's like, man, so many people, their stress and their anxiety comes from unreliable investments in their fulfillment. Like, think about all the product placement, everything that he's talking about. Yeah. It's like, Pepsi, all of this stuff. Like, it's modal confusion. In order to be this, you have to have this.
Yeah.
In order to be happy, you have to have this. In order to be mature, you have to have a car. In order to be in love, you have to have sex, right? It's modal confusion. In order to be, you have to have, right? And that's why, the part that gave me goosebumps on this one is where he's like, expand, 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 You need more and more and more in order to be. Mm-hmm. It's, but I feel like this one is a way out of the first one. I feel like the first one was the end of the movie. And this is like, yo, if you could learn this, you could save yourself from that end. But I'm talking too much.
No, you're not. Let's go. Yeah.
And rain, a storm it comes our way. And no surprise to distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we died upon the blame. It's easier to blame. But point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game. This old money game. This old.
You know what's interesting about this? So my personality
Yeah.
and how ambitious I am
Yeah.
in the economical quadrant, and watching stuff like this really recenters me to also not lose my morals as I move up the ranks in, trying to reach financial freedom and be very successful, but at the same time doing it the right way. That's very important to me. And watching this also reminds me that and I could be tripping because I'm, people get pushed back on me from his audience when I say I am a capitalist.
Yeah.
But what I agree with Ren and all of the people who push back for me saying I'm a capitalist,
Right,
is that I believe capitalism unchecked can get a little wonky. Because what I think is when free markets compete, it creates innovation. Because I'm an athlete, so
Right.
I can identify with competing because I've done that my whole life. So I understand that. But what I see happening and what I think he's shining a huge spotlight on, which is very important, is when free markets compete, a winner comes out of that. And what I'm seeing happen is the winner typically, not all the time, but typically uses greed to rig the game, to stay and just have this expand. And that's why I love that this checks that even within myself, because as you grow, whether it's financially, you do gain a sense of power, and being responsible is important. And I would argue the more responsible people we have at the top, the better it is for society, because that's the other thing I noticed. As much as wealth, creation and wealth, there's a downside to it.
Right.
There's an up and downside to everything. So can we balance it out? Because in America, there is an opulence of wealth. And because of that, I benefit by default.
Right.
I don't have to live in a third world. I don't have to sell maps on the corner or chicles or whatever.
Yeah.
Because by default, all this wealth. So also appreciating it, but trying to find the balance where we're helping people who are not in a well-to-do spot, and also trying to, anyways, I get crazy on this subject because there's so many nuances. For example, like, wanting to give everyone everything, but not everyone's willing to work at the same level that, let's say, I work, and I work like a madman for certain things. So it's trying to really find that balance. And I do love the way he shines a light on this.
Mm-hmm. The last thing I want to say is like the world reveals itself in accordance with your aims. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I sell, like my job right now, I sell roofs and I sell siding and I sell windows and gutters and baths and showers, right? Mm-hmm. And so as I'm driving down the street, I'm noticing fucked up roofs and like cracked windows and, gutters that are, poor, because those are opportunities for me to support my family, right? I can offer you those services. But if you're someone who is always looking for a way to increase your money, then the world just kind of becomes this object instead of this living dynamic thing which deserves
this
to be
living
cared for.
experience.
Right.
It's very dangerous because I find myself, and that's why with the reactions I've learned this too, because I've had to pull back and take certain time off to just make sure that I'm not just doing this for the improper reasons. And same with the other things in my life, trying to find that balance point, because sometimes things just become a number. And it's like, I didn't get on YouTube to just become a number or be like, oh, I have this many subscribers or this many views. I came here to have a good time, connect with people. And really it was to connect with people because I got on here during 2020.
Yeah.
And you know, that isolation was what led me to this, to connect with people. So, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So you guys, for anyone just tuning in, because I will release this as a premiere. Oh, you had your earpiece in?
I had my earpiece in. Yeah. I couldn't hear my feedback. I'm like, yo, I'm good.
That's funny.
We're squared away.
Let's for anyone who's just tapping in, if you're catching this as a premiere, so it looks like, you know, the live, welcome. But we are watching REN Money Game Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 all right now. So I will release them separately so it's a little more palatable for people who don't have an hour or, you know, actually this is probably going to be an hour reaction. So an hour to just sit through the whole thing and you can watch it in parts. So don't trip. And please don't be in the comments, I already saw this. The internet's so weird, bro.
Yeah.
But we just watched Money Game Part 2.
Incredible.